Hello? Hello? If you are able to hear me, can you give us a thumbs up? Those are online. If you are able to hear me, could you give a thumbs up? Anybody from online? Yes. Thank you. Good afternoon to all of you. It's a very auspicious day to begin the fifth batch of IMTC Montessori course. And we have our trainees here in ELC. I hope one minute. We have some dignitaries online and we have some dignitaries offline. And so this is going to be a blended inauguration, just like our course. Some parts online, some parts offline. I hope you have a wonderful year and let's begin the inauguration. So before I begin, I would invite the dignitaries which are online. We have Shankar ma'am. Ma'am, I'm going to spotlight you. She's the venture advisor of IMC. She's currently residing in Chennai, and she has been working with the training as a course around for 30 years, ma'am, if I'm right. 30 or 40? Unmute yourself, ma'am.
20, 25, 26
years. 26 years. And she has also been working with children from very long time. I think 30, 50, 40 years?
40.
40. Yes. And she has also been my mentor when I was doing the director's training course. So I'm very grateful to Shankar ma'am for being a part of this inauguration ceremony. I think I should thank the technology for to be able to do that. Yes. Okay. So the other dignitary that we have here is Shamla ma'am. Ma'am. Shamla ma'am, can you introduce yourself?
Namaste everyone. Good afternoon.
Yes. Shamla ma'am is currently residing in Bangalore and she is the Director General of Indian Montessori Center. She's also been training from past 25 years, if I'm right. Yes. And before that, she was working as a directress in Himanshu Jyoti Kalapita. And she is also Director of Indian Montessori Center South. She's also helping the Montessori directors to become directors just like me. Okay. And thank you, Shamla ma'am, for being a part of the inauguration today. Then we have Lata ma'am. Unmute yourself, ma'am.
Yes. Namaste to everyone.
Namaste,
congratulations, Jayashree.
I
can see a lot of familiar faces. I can see a little bit of Vijay over there. And all the other pretty women sitting around. Hello, Purnima.
So Lata ma'am is our director. She is also the director of IMTC Gormangla. She's also residing in Bangalore. And she has been a part of IMTC Mangaluru from the day of its conception. Okay. And we have learned a lot from her. So many of us who are in IMTC, Mangalore, we have very, very high regards for Lata ma'am and we always run to her if we need any suggestions. She's been working with children from, again, I think 30, 40 years, and she's also been doing the training for past 10 to 15 years, if I'm right, Tata ma'am?
Yeah, I joined in 2008. Yeah, almost 15 years.
Yes. And so thank you, Lata ma'am, for being a part of the inauguration. Yes. Then we have Narmada ma'am.
Namaste.
Yes. Narmada ma'am.
Yeah, namaste everyone.
Uh, wait, ma'am. You're not spotlight. Narmada. Yes. So Narmada ma'am is also very familiar face. She has been a part of IMTC Mangaluru as an examiner. She's also taken some sessions for us in the first and second batch of the IMTC Mangaluru. And she's also worked with children. She's also a part of the IMTC Montessori training course in IMTC South. And she is a wonderful person. And both her children are also Montessorians. So she inspires Montessori everywhere, I think, wherever she goes. Thank you, Narmada ma'am, for being with us today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Is there anybody else from IMC, Lata ma'am?
Yeah, I'm on the phone. I'm just getting onto my laptop.
So, as if anybody comes in, do let me know, so I'll introduce them.
Yes, sure.
So, we will switch the spotlight to the people offline here. We have this is Vijay. He is the trustee of TLC, ELC, and also Sonia's husband. Sonia and Vijay both have been a part of the journey of Montessori from the day one. I think from 2014, we have been trying, and Montessori training was something that we always wanted to do to help people in Mangalore, bring Montessori to the region of Mangalore. And Vijay wears many hats. And I really thank Vijay for taking time and coming to this inauguration. This is Vijay. Then we have Purnima. Yes. So this is Purnima. She's an administrator at school. She is been with our schools from 2013, and she has been support throughout from 2013 till now, and she's always there to help us whenever we need. And today, more than me, I think she's excited for inauguration, and she has been a mentor from the school aspect. So I'm really, really glad for moving on to be here. So people in the front, if you see, they are all the trainees who are going to be a part of the training program this year. Some of them could not come. Okay. But yes, so these are the trainees, and some trainees, some people are also online who are interested in the method, but are also taking time to think whether they need to do the course or not. Okay, so thank you for being here, all of you. So we'll begin with lighting the lamp, and I will request Purnima and Vijay to come and light the lamp. Admit someone. Someday you are being a part of it. I will be next,
I'm grateful. Yeah. I'm grateful to all the directors of IMTC. Uh, I'm grateful to Montessori for the effort she has taken to bring this change in the life of the early education. I'm grateful to all the directors here for taking this effort to train so many teachers over the years so that there is quality education happening for the our young ones. I'm grateful to Jayashree. I'm grateful to Lata ma'am. And I'm grateful to all of you, all the teachers of Montessori here, and all the ones who have decided to do this course as well. We talk about change, and there is no more change, no bigger change that happens than the change in the lives of the young ones. If there's something very important that I can do as a parent, the greatest thing that probably I can do as a parent is making sure the early years of our children are the best years, because that's the one that shapes their life. What you are doing and what's happening today is of importance which I cannot put in words, but I hope you feel it, because the work you do will impact many more generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Vijay. So now, without any much more waiting time, I will ask the dignitaries to speak one after the other. So we'll begin with Umashankar ma'am. So we'll spotlight you, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Namaste, namaskara. So, from east coast of India to the west coast of India, Jayashree, thanks to technology, I am able to do it from my own home. Lovely to be in Mangalore with all of you. And congratulations to Jayashree and the Early Learning Center for starting this program. Not starting because it was already started by Lata and you have done 4 or 5 courses, but continuing now with a new director. I was asked to speak about the Montessori environment for those of you who are planning to join. Recently, I do like dipping into Montessori's books, her thoughts. And in one of the articles, she says, just as Mr. Vijay said a little few minutes ago, the importance of the first years of education. We don't call it even schooling. We say it's a house of children. But those are the very, very significant years when the child's personality is formed, when the child internalizes so many things to make himself who he will be now and in the future. It's so important. And people think if you are working with as a teacher with the 3 to 6 year olds, often people think, what is there to teach a very young child? What is there, they think. But he learns so much from us. They learn so much from us that they do things exactly the way we do. We show them how to do something, they'll do precisely the way we show. The way we talk to them, the way we show respect to them. All of these are internalized by children. And the proof of the pudding, I have to say, is that I stopped working with children in long years ago, 30 years ago. But my children who are adults who have come and visited me always, one of the things one brother and sister said, she said, I was not always happy in school, in the high school, but I remember my Montessori class, auntie, she said. So I said, yeah, what makes it, why do you remember it? She thought for a few seconds and then she asked her brother, don't you think that when we were there with these aunties, we felt so respected, she said. And I felt I was getting the Bharat Ratna. That if we had communicated that respect to children, that's what we can do. And they are so worthy of our respect. So a quick few minutes talk on this place, this house of children, that what is so important about it? Why do we all go on so much about Montessori? Because when we go there, we see the children doing all these things. That's an environment prepared only for them, specially prepared. And there are materials which are age appropriate. And the 3 to 6, 2.5 to 6 year olds are in a classroom. But there's so much science behind what we are offering children there. There's so much science. It's not just that we are offering anything, oh, I go to the bookstore or I go to the toy store and I like all these things and I'm bringing it and putting it in the classroom. No. So much thought has gone into what should be there for these children. And Montessori observed children for 22 long years before she agreed to call it a method after her own name. Even in her 1946 lectures, 6 years before she died, she says, I don't want it to be called Montessori education. But they couldn't find a shorter name. So they call it Montessori education, Montessori method. It is all due to the child, she says. And what did she observe? She observed her children in 1907, more than 100 years ago. She saw that when this environment was, they had the freedom to choose materials. They worked with such joy. So what were these materials? What were these activities? The activities made sense to the children. They were meaningful activities, we say. We say they are purposeful activities. And now we have a science, we say when the child first comes to us, we'll start with exercises of practical life. Pouring water, wiping the chowki, sweeping the classroom. I'm the most favorite auntie because I gave him a broom. Can you believe that? He loves me because I gave him the broom and showed him how to sweep. And he swept for hours. I love telling stories, so I must tell you the story because it's a personal one. My son went to, he's 50 plus now, he went to Montessori in Calcutta. And my first experience with Montessori. And like any other mother, when I picked him up, I said, asked him, what did you do today? What did you do today? And he'd look at me and he'd say, Jhadu pocha. Hindi, Bengali, all mixed, Jhadu pocha. He'll say, every day for months. And then I thought, I'm paying school fees and he's sweeping the school. Is that all he'll do? I think he felt sorry for me. And one day he said, Amma, I did Koiri CD. In my limited knowledge of Hindi, CD was a ladder. And he loved climbing. So I thought he was climbing some Koiri CD. I didn't know what Koiri was. I asked my maid. She said, Koiri is coal. I don't know what this boy is doing, climbing up ladders to pick up coal. That didn't impress Amma. So 2 days later, he said, Lal CD. Lal CD, I understood immediately the color of the ladder is red. Till I did the course, 10, 12 years later, I didn't know what he said, what he meant. I realized it was the brown stairs and the long stairs. He loved sweeping, loved sweeping. But my absolute conversion into this faith was, into this method was, then at 4, he told me, Amma, he drew something and he said, what is this? And I said, it's an apple. He said, no. Then I said, guess again. And I said, it's an orange. No. What do you, something more? I really couldn't think of things. The letter O, I said. And then he said, you don't know anything. Don't know anything. So I said, okay, you tell me what it is. I was really offended. I'm about 26 or 27 and he's 4. Who should know more? So I said, no. You tell me, I said, and I challenged him and he said, Amma, it's a 0. Ah, 0, 0. Then he said, what's a 0? He asked. So I said, what is a 0? 0 is a 0. What can a 0 be? Then he told me in pure Bengali that I didn't know anything at all. I didn't know anything at all. Only terile like that. You can imagine how angry I got. So I said, you tell me what's a 0. And then in perfect pure Bengali, he said, 0 means nothing. 0 mane shunya, he said. There was no landline phone also at home. I could not phone my husband to tell him that we had an Einstein born in our house. But I bought into the Montessori method saying, this is something which helps children learn joyously. So here, some important aspects are they are meaningful activities. They learn to trust us. We respect. And when they like the activities, they repeat it. They have the freedom to choose. Imagine they can choose an activity, but it has to have been presented, the material. They can choose, they can repeat as many times as they want. And when they repeat, we have the joy of seeing them concentrate. Concentrate. I've seen children even concentrate. Threading beads is a very serious activity because you have to concentrate. That tip of the lace has to come out through the other side. They'll concentrate. And that leads to what we call their normalization. They are truly able to be themselves, develop their personality. We call it the integration of personality. And they have all the qualities that we want all human beings to have. I'm sure Jayashree will ask you, what are the human qualities that you think are important? If I come to your class, I'll ask you one day. We'll have all these great aspirations, for our children. They have to be kind, they have to be good, they have to be polite, they have to respect elders, all kinds of expectations we have. But I will ask you one question today. I want my child to be understanding of others, another child, his friend. I want him to be forgiving of his younger sibling. I want to ask you how many of us are forgiving, because the child is so forgiving of us. Even as a mother, if I give him one little beating and I cry because I ought not to have beaten him. The child is the first one to say, Amma, don't cry. Amma, don't cry. They forgive us in an instant. They have all the superior human virtues that we all still are struggling to have. And I think I've taken enough of your time, but I would like to say the importance of the mixed age group is so, so important because they learn from each other. They learn to care for each other. There is no competition. If they can't do an activity, the other child, the older child will say, you have to become big like me, then she'll show you how to work with that. So there is a goal. I have to be big like her to be able to do this. And sometimes the older children, if I told them to do some work, they'll say, Auntie, no, don't ask me to do it. That's baby work. We don't know how they know this is baby work or that is our older children work. We don't know. They have their own understanding of it. That's why all the materials are there for the 2.5-year-old and the 6-year-old or 5.5-year-old. And they all choose things which they want to do, age appropriate. Can we trust? Do you trust that your child will know what is right for him to do? We believe. And Montessori saw that children, in fact, that was one of her discoveries. She asked, how do the children know which material to take? How do they know that? And then she discovered what we call sensitive periods, that at a certain stage in their development, they are sensitive to certain parts of the environment. All these lovely things are there for you to discover through the course of this year. And I wish you great joy, all of you, and those who are online, those who are in person, all of you, I wish you a wonderful year of learning, of sharing. And on behalf of IMC, and being part of IMC, I would like to say to you that all of us receive you all with great respect. You bring with you your experiences. You will share your experiences, and there is mutual learning. So with that, I say welcome to the IMC family, the Montessori family, and I hope I will get to see you later also. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jayashree, for having me here with you today. Namaste.
Thank you, ma'am. Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes,
Thank you so much. I think all of them will agree. I think you gave them enough confidence and you gave them a little crash course on what Montessori is about. So thank you so much. Thanks for being there. Does anybody have any question for ma'am? Or we can. I think we'll have, we will see ma'am once in a while. Anyways, it's an online blended course. So we'll have many opportunities to listen to machine concepts.
They may say that's what you said on the day of the inauguration, Jayashree. We'll wait for that. Today, just to listen and start this journey.
Yes, thank you. So we have Shamla ma'am now, and Shamla ma'am is also going to say a few words to all the new trainees here.
Namaste, good afternoon once again to all of you. Like many of us, Jayashree and her team, of course, with the guidance of Lata and many more. First of all, I wish you all the best and welcome you to the Montessori family. Why am I saying welcome to the Montessori family? It's a huge family, and all of us here who are a part of this Indian Montessori Center, I'm sure we must be feeling very proud of our lineage, where we come from. The way that it's been so long in our country to help us reach out to many more people. And through you all, you're also going to be reaching out to many more children. Okay. What started, I think, in 1906, right? In a very small place in Italy. It spread so far and wide. I think 1939, we all should remember, for the great lady who entered our country, that is Dr. Montessori. And from there on, how the work has progressed in our country. Okay? So that is where you see behind me, there are a few photographs, right? I'm sure the lady in the middle, you can always recognize in that photograph. It may not be very clear to you, but yet you can all recognize that she's none other than Dr. Montessori, who brought Montessori to our country. And that's how the Indian Montessori training courses started with her blessings. And the first course started in 1939 in the place where Uma is from. And Adyar was the place and it started. Okay. So 1939 made a beginning, a big beginning in our country. And many people who took the advantage of taking up the course, starting several houses of children. Even after that, she reached out to many other states within our own country. Okay? But when she had to leave our country and get back to her own place, so there was somebody else who had to take this, what do I say, the torch that somebody had to hold on in our country. So a Dutch person, okay, what you can also see towards the other side, the one without the spectacle, no? We always say he resembles old Raj Kapoor, no? Mr. Austin. Okay? Albert Austin was a Dutch person who carried on continuing these Indian Montessori training courses for a very long time in our country, okay? And spread it across India. They were moving from one place to another to propagate the Montessori method and training courses all over. Okay. And when after him and the other person that you see on the other side with spectacles was Mr. Swami from Karnataka. I think most of us, I think we were trained from her. Uma, myself, so many more, no, who were trained from Mr. Swami. So he became the chairman of the Indian Montessori Center. That is our mother body now in our country, a national organization to support the propagation and any of the works that are being done within our country and also outside. So Indian Montessori Center, which started for the propagation of the method, has been constantly supporting these Indian Montessori training courses. And that's how Mr. Swami became the first chairman of this organization for the propagation of the work that happened in our country. Maybe another lady, though it looks not very clear behind me, another lady, Mrs. Meenakshi Shivram Krishnan, a very well-known pioneer in the field of Montessori education, no? Who has helped most of us here, not only in Bangalore, even outside Bangalore, to bring up this aspect of training and also to reach out to many more children. Okay, so when you look at this Indian Montessori Center, no, I'm sure like me, you will also be feeling proud about the way your association with the organization and at the same time, the training courses that are being conducted under the auspices of that. And so it is all Indian Montessori training courses. Now it is in Mangaluru. Not that now it is there, it's already started and this is the 5th course that is being run. Okay? How Dr. Montessori felt about the child or the concept of education. No, it's not anything that we can look at it the way we learned, the regular way of learning several things, no, through our work. Okay, so her motto was always to say that teachers should follow the child. It's that child unknown who is unknown. He's not known till now. It is those teachers who need to know. Why? Because the children are the ones, she says, who know the best, who know everything. Okay? And in that knowing for themselves, they are also ready to teach themselves. See how beautifully she puts it across. It is those who know how to teach themselves. That means we have no role to play at all. That's also wonderful, isn't it? So now she also says that education should begin with the child and not the teacher. So all your work that you're going to be probably enjoying through the course, you will understand how unimportant a teacher becomes, an adult becomes. It's only those things that are there in the form of materials, in the form of whatever the freedom that you're going to be offering, right? So much of unlearning that you will start to do once you start listening to the lectures and the philosophy of Dr. Montessori. Okay? And I'm sure that you will all uh, take it back to several places, not only in Karnataka, wherever you are, to help children and assist children and continue to light the torch that has been lit by all these people behind me. Okay? And respect the child, as all of us will be saying, so that you also know that you expect the same from others. Wishing you all the best. And thank you, Jayashree, for organizing this. I'm sure you'll have many more to reach out to, and through them, it will reach out to many more children. Thank you. Wishing you all the best. Namaste.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. It's really nice to listen to you. And I'm really glad that they all got what is IMC, IMTC, and how Montessori movement grew in all these years in India. Thank you very much, ma'am. And we'll also see Shamla ma'am once in a while during a training course. That's the beauty of technology, I feel. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
And now we have Lata ma'am. Unmute yourself, ma'am.
Thank you, Jayashree. When you say unmute, when you say unmute yourself, I have to, tell that to myself after 20 minutes that I have to unmute myself, because once we start talking about Montessori, I think all of us get so involved. We have so much to share. As you've already seen, that Umaji and Shamlaji gave you a walk through Montessori. So a big namaste to all of you. A namaste to Uma ma'am, Umaji, Shamlaji, and Narmadaji, and all of you have gathered together here. It is indeed a very special occasion, and I'm so happy that this year Jayashree would be doing it independently on her own. She's really worked very hard for it, and so I mean, today I think it took me back to a conversation that I had with Meenakshi ma'am. So I called her up one day. I said, "Ma'am, I've got the directorship," and then she said, like as usual, she would challenge us all the time. So she said, "What are you going to do with it?" So I said, "Ma'am, I think my vision is to open a training center in my hometown, which is Mangaluru." She said, "Good, go ahead and do it." At that point, I really don't know why I said that. I had no idea. But I think, I have a large family of uncles who all studied in Mangaluru. And I think it's somewhere tradition. I mean, maybe in other places, which I'm not sure, but it's quite a tradition in Mangalore that you kind of give back to your alma mater. You give back to the school where you studied. I think that was on top of my head. But anyway, it was a dream come true. It was something that really happened. And I think, I'm always so grateful to Meenakshi ma'am for making me say it. And the other thing that I remember a conversation with, I remember her so much today. From morning, I've been remembering her. I think there are days, when you get overwhelmed by, it's like a movie reel that goes back in time and you think 15 years have gone. I remember coming to her in 2008 and I said, I just want to be with you. It's like coming back home for me. And I think 15 years have gone and it's like a journey. And therefore, I suppose you remember all the people who made it happen. So like what Shamlaji said, I think we are handing over a legacy to all of you. Hope you carry it forward. Hope it reaches out to, hope you're able to reach out to more and more children in all parts of our country. Because I think if you want me to put Montessori in one phrase, it's about redefining education. I think we don't have to work too hard to come up with a method. We have to just carry that torch of, I want to redefine what is education. I want to make sure that children learn in a more happier manner, in a manner that is so natural to them, so organic to them. I think that is where, when Meenakshi ma'am said that, I mean, I think I called myself as a teacher and she reprimanded me. She said, "You're not a teacher, you're an educator." I said, "Okay, ma'am, sorry." But then that word has sat in my head for so long. And I think it makes a difference when you use the correct word, because a teacher teaches, right? You just sit down and you think you know everything and then you want to teach. But I think when you say you're an educator, it's like helping children learn, like we call ourselves as facilitators. So we facilitate learning. In fact, I think the method is so wonderful. I mean, we do talk in psychology about psychosomatic, how the body and the mind are connected. But I do work with children who have difficulties. I was just watching this child today. She's 9 years old. So she came to us about 2 years back with the condition of some autoimmune disease that she had picked up during COVID. I think she got typhoid and there was a relapse. So in the beginning, when she came to us, just writing for 2 minutes would make her fingers swell up. It would just swell up. Her face would swell up. And it was terrible to watch a child go through so much of pain. I think after 2 years, she said today, "Lata ma'am, I went to the doctor yesterday and he just touched all my nerves and he says, you're perfectly okay now. You're fine. You're on the way. You're healing." And the other thing she said is, "I take 2 medications every day. From next month, I'll have to take only 1. I don't need the other one." I think there was so much of, emotional bonding, so much of happiness that the child found in an environment where there was no pressure. I don't think we did any miracles. It just, the body just liked what it was doing. And it's always a mind over matter, right? I think these are the stories that, we don't go out and tell anyone, but these are the miracles of Montessori. I mean, there are so many incidents where the body is healed because of the mind. And therefore, it is all about finding your space and all about making that space for our children. And this is where, being a Montessorian is, it has its own charm. It has its own definition. I remember a word that Krishnamurti used to use. He used it quite a lot in his writing. He would say it's a bourgeois. So that is a mediocre. I think one of the things that we have to promise ourselves as educators and Montessori adults is that we will never be mediocre. Whether you are practicing with the material, whether you're listening to the lectures, whether you're taking notes, you're writing a test, or just observing children, I think we should go beyond being mediocre and try to be excellent. So, because I'll always ask, the students who come to us, would you send your child to a mediocre teacher? And the prompt comes a reply, no, of course not. Then what gives me the right to be a mediocre teacher? I don't think. I think I have to strive myself to be excellent. Don't worry, it's a long journey. 30 years later, I'm still trying. I'm still, I introspect every day. And I think the most, very touching thing that children do to us is a child who refuses in the beginning to even sit with you. After about, a few weeks, comes and holds your finger. I think that the first time I started my teaching career and this child, because I started in the US and there's a very strict rule that you don't even touch children. You don't even go. You can get into trouble when you do that. I think after the first month, this little child comes up to me and says, "Can I hold your finger?" And I think that moment can never be equaled. I still remember the feeling that, the feeling of trust that the child placed in me. A complete stranger, the accent is different, the skin is different, color is different, everything is different, the culture is different. And we bonded because of the Montessori method, the beautiful material that is there, how we, invite every child, how we reach out to every child. I think everything is given on a platter. The only thing is the way we, kind of implement it in the Montessori environment, that, like what Meenakshi ma'am said, that makes you an educator and not just a teacher. I think a few other things, maybe another 2 minutes, is that the other thing that differentiates us from being a teacher is that our entire, service to the child is based on observation. It's not, based on any curriculum or theoretical facts. It's when you sit and observe the child unconditionally, without any conditioning in our head, accepting the child as the child is. And I remember someone saying, I think the greatest freedom for all of us, especially for children, is to be accepted the way they are. And that is so important, lesson that we learn from children, because they accept us the way we are. They don't want us to be any different. So I think observation is the key, to our work with children. The other thing is that I think, like what Meenakshi ma'am said, there are phrases we have to change so that we can work better with children. I think the other thing is, we keep instructing our children all the time. I think somewhere, as the course goes, all these will be unfolded. We think children are not intelligent enough. They are not born with intelligence. So we need to instruct them all the time. I think we need to change that word to suggestion. I think the power of suggestion is so great that if you suggest when the time is right, like we have this mantra, at the right time, in the right manner, for the right purpose, I think it works wonders with children, because you're observing and then you're offering the suggestion. And that is so important. Therefore, we have to be careful about these words that we carry in our head. I think the other thing that Dr. Montessori talks about is, she differentiates the biological love from the intelligent love. So she says there's something called, that is, of course, the biological love, which we have for our own children who are related to us by blood. But she says what is more superior than that is the intelligent love, that the love that the teacher has, or the Montessori, the adult has for her, the children who are under her care. Because when you say that it is intelligent love, it is love for the child, and we are actually able to see what is the true nature of the child. And of course, all you have to do, like we have said, we don't have to work very hard. The method does literally 80% of it for us. We have to just make sure that we do that extra 20% to help our children become independent, do the work by themselves, for themselves. And then I think integrated personality, where, it's like, like they say, the head, the heart, and the hands working together. So that is integration of personality. And then you will hear a very unique word, which is called as normalization. And Dr. Montessori says all children are born normal, but somewhere the environment they, grow up in, because of the obstacles, there is deviation. And therefore, when they come to us at 2.5, they need a lot of care, they need a lot of time, they need a lot of space in order to feel secure in the environment, safety. And then, that to, like, again, I don't know, like I said, Meenakshi ma'am has entered my head today. She would use the phrase that, flight in mode, or the fright mode, where, children have either flown away from us, or they are so much in fear of the adult because we are superior to them physically, not realizing that mentally children are stronger because they have the power of love. The power of love, which forgives us, which forgets, patience that they have for us. Or, sometimes they even realize we are going through a bad time and they stay out of our way, saying that let her get, feel better, then I will approach her. I think it's such a blessing to be with children. So on that note, I think the most important realization for the child is that I can choose, and helping them choose intelligently is very important. And I think more important for all of us, because all of you have chosen intelligently to do the Montessori, course, along with Jayashree and with IMC, of course. But I think it is not just enough to choose intelligently, it is also to stand by the choices that we make. So you have made a choice today. Of course, the road is not going to be very easy. It's going to have its ups and downs. It's going to have its challenges. But I always feel it's not about that piece of paper you get at the end of the year. It's how much of effort you put into that to get that paper, because then you will treasure it. If something comes easy, there is no value for it. But if you have to really work for something, put all your effort and your time and your soul into it, I think at the end of the year, that paper that you get in your hand has so much of value, because it elevates you from just being an adult to being a Montessori adult. So wishing you all the best in your journey. And of course, to Jayashree, my love and my blessings to you. And, in a way, you made my dream come true. I mean, what I promised Meenakshi ma'am was happened because of you, because you called me up that day and said, ma'am, can we open a center in Mangalore? And thanks to, all the IMC members, Shamlaji and Umadi, mentoring you, I think we are there. So keep it going. A lot of success to you. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm not going to leave you very soon, don't worry. Okay, so we have Narmada ma'am also. Ma'am, do you want to say something? Before moving on?
Just 1 or 2 lines, Jayashree. For the soft and lovely Mangalurians. I don't know why I have that soft corner for you, for the soft and lovely people. Maybe, I don't know, my last Janma, I was born in Mangalore or Udupi. I don't know. That's what usually Lataji says. Okay. Yeah. Namaste, everyone. And namaste, Uma ma'am, namaste, Shamla ma'am, and namaste, Lataji. And then my hearty congratulations to Jayashree and the humble family, I think I can say, Mr. Vijay, his parents, and Sonia Vijay. Okay, they're very humble and accommodated me very well, I think, during my journey, most probably 4-5 years back. And it's an incredible milestone, I can say, for Jayashree and the ELC. And also, one more feather is added to the cap of IMC. Coming IMTC, Mangalore is again started. And then my warm welcome to the students, that's the trainees, to the Montessori family. And as Lataji said, the course is not so easy, but usually we say, that mantra, follow the child. So after the course, you can follow the child, but now during these 10 months, you just follow the course. So sail along with the course now. That would be easy, I think. Thank you. Thank you. Also, my best wishes to all of you. So we'll see you soon, maybe in case, if possible. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Narmada ma'am. We'll see you again very soon. So we have Florita here. So she's a singer and she's also a part of the training course this year. So over to you, Florita.
I'm not a singer, but singing is my passion. I can just try singing.
1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. Let's say. Sorry. The other one. But Florida stand there.
That's it. I'm here to say Purane Din Purane Pal. I think you almost most of you all have heard this song. So I thought this would fit in for today's event. And this is what Jayashree ma'am, she has requested me so long. Okay. पुराने दिन पुराने पल पुराने ख्वाब जो पीछे छूटे हैं याद करो ना मीत नया संगीत नया कोई दिन नई फिर उमंग भर के आओ मिलके जाओ आज जाओ पुराने दिन पुराने पल पुराने ख्वाब जुदा जुदा होकर खोए हुए हो कहाँ प्यार के रंगों से रंगो ये सारा जहां हर दिल है अपना कौन है बेगाना मेरे हमदम बुला दो तुम गिरा दो दीवारों को जो कड़ी है आज हमारे बीच नया संगीत नया कोई गीत नई फिर उमंग भर के आओ मिलके गाओ आज गाओ धीरज छोड़ो ना गम से ना हारो कभी जीना है तुमको हंस के जियो जिंदगी देश का हर कोना कर दो तुम सोना सुनहरे दिन सुनहरे पल सुनहरे ख्वाब जो देखे वो सच करने होंगे मीत नया संगीत नया कोई गीत नई फिर उमंग भर के आओ मिलके गाओ आज गाओ पुराने दिन पुराने पल पुराने ख्वाब जो पीछे छूटे हैं याद करो ना मीत नया संगीत नया कोई गीत नई फिर उमंग भर के आओ मिलके गाओ आज गाओ पुराने दिन पुराने पल पुराने ख्वाब थैंक यू
Thank you, Florida. I didn't know actually you could sing so well. We should sing more often. Yes. Thank you for the last minute thing. So just before lunch, you were like, okay, we'll sing this. But really, it's wonderful. You should showcase it more. Okay. So now we have Sindhu, who's going to say a few words. She has been a trainee, she has been a parent, she has been an adult. So she has all the experiences, and I hope she'll share some of them with us. Hello everyone. I think in many ways I'm lucky. I learned a lot 2 years ago, and I'm continuing to learn with Jayashree ma'am being my co-teacher. I think I should change that word because I think I will use the word that Lata ma'am pointed out today, educator. And even before, I think I used to work as a marketing writer and for about 12 years. And to be honest, I really enjoyed my job. I had no intentions of changing it. But what happened was I became a mother and I was so sure that I wanted to be a parent. But when I became a parent, I felt very lost. I just didn't know what to do. And at some point I just didn't feel lost, but I also felt it was too overwhelming for me. And it reached a point where I felt I needed to do something about it. And what I did was I used to connect to a lot of people on social media. And what I saw in at least some of them was that they really enjoyed parenting. And when I spoke to them, when I connected to them, I saw that they were in many ways implementing a lot of the Montessori philosophies in everyday parenting. And when I spoke to them, one thing a realization that I had was I considered my child as an extension of me. I saw the actions that my child was doing was because of my decisions that I was making. And this realization actually helped me. I no longer felt very overwhelmed because I no longer saw my child as an extension of me. I saw my child as an individual who was capable enough to take her own decisions. The moment I realized this, I felt a lot more joyful. I never felt overwhelmed as such. And the other thing that I also did was involve her in everything that I did.
So she would be there when I was washing rice, or she would be there even when I was working. And I had a particular room where I used to work from home, and she used to call that office. And she would get her things, and probably she didn't have toys as such, but she would probably get vessels from the kitchen, and she would be doing something, but along with me in my office. And she spent a lot of time doing things that she enjoyed. The aspects about the need for movement or the sensitive parents, all of that really helped me to be along with her in her journey. And I mean, the next few years was something that I really grew up with her. I would say I grew up as a parent during those years. And when the pandemic struck, she was at home. She was about 2.5 years at that point of time. And I was not very I was very skeptical, to be honest, I was very skeptical about online schooling. So the next 1 year, she continued to be at home, and she spent a lot of time outdoors, interacting with other children. And when she was about 4, she just said to me, I want to go to school. Till the time, I was still contemplating if I should homeschool her, but she was very firm. She said, I want to go to school. So I explained to her, it's not a school that you will go to, it's going to be on the screen. She still said, I want to go to school. And she started her journey. She had 1 hour of class every day, and I saw how much she enjoyed it. And the other aspect that I also saw was, until 4, I would only converse with her in Kannada. She didn't know a word of English. She didn't know probably even the letters. No, she had no access to it. But I saw how easily she was able to pick up the language, how learning was something that she totally enjoyed. And every day she looked forward to that 1 hour of online classes. And I also, as a parent, I got an insight into how learning happens. And learning in a way that happens so smoothly that the child does not feel that, oh, this I'm going to dedicate it only to learn. And so I probably, in many ways, I enjoyed it more than my daughter. And by about November, I think the schools opened. And she went to school. And at that point of time, after that, I had no insight into how learning was happening. Every day, I wouldn't say every day, but the times I would ask her, what did you do? She would say, nothing. And I was like, okay. But I would see there was a growth in her. And then I felt like I wanted to know more. And that's when I enrolled for the classes. And once I enrolled for the classes, I think in many ways, she would come back after her school, and she would tell me, this is the material that I worked with. She would pick in and say, this is brown stairs and things like that. And I could see that she was able to relate to what I was learning. And then sometimes she would say, today, do you have your class? So I said, yes. So today, what are you learning? She would ask me. And so that it was a journey where I learned, but I also saw her growing up. And today, I think as much as my daughter helped me grow up, I also have a 3-year-old niece. And she today, I mean, if we ask her what she did in school today, she gives us the brightest smile and she says, banana cuttings. But today we understand, as parents, as aunts, we understand the importance of whatever she's doing at school. And and there are times when she says, I did today 3 banana cuttings. And the fact that she's enjoying school and the fact that, we're able to relate to what she's doing at school really helps us as parents. The other thing that I would like to say, as somebody who's done the course, is that one thing that the other aspect that really helped me was we were a team that were based in Bangalore, and there was also a team that was based in Bangalore, and we were working together as one team. So you will all get a lot of things to write, assignments and all of that. And it becomes very important to share what you know. And when you work as a team, I think the learning process is more joyful. At the same time, you don't feel the pressure. Because at times, to be honest, there's a lot that you need to work on. But if you work as a team, I think it really helps. And I think in a lot of Montessori schools, they call each other, they call the adults aunties. So we had a code word, auntie. so we used to call each other aunties and all of that. So there's also a lot of fun. And the practice session, I think it's very important as well. It gives us an insight into how we work. I mean, even today, I think even though I've been working in the environment, I still feel there might be times when I feel the need to practice. I think the more we practice, I think it will really help us to work with children better. I think that's about from me. Just one more thing, I think I think I really enjoy this 3 to 6 year olds. That is because I think the way they come to the environment and the trust that they put on you is so much that nobody else does. And I say, and the way that they're able to make those connections. For instance, there was this child who worked with a dynamic bead material, and then he moved to the stand beam. And then suddenly he says, you know what, this is actually that material. So because he just moved from concrete to abstract, but he was able to make that connection. And so it's very beautiful in terms of how you see children learning. And the other aspect that you also see as an adult working in a Montessori environment is the pace at which children learn. There have been times when I've been challenged, like I sometimes as adults we have a perception of how learning is happening. There have been children who probably in year one they were not able to grasp sounds or they were not able to work with certain materials. But in the second year, you will suddenly see them, reading words. You'll suddenly see them you'll suddenly see them reading and writing and all of that. And then you just wonder, in my head, I always thought this child is not able to learn, but today the child is doing a lot of things. I also remember my daughter, at some point when she was reading a book and she just looked at me and she said, I don't have to read aloud, I can read in my mind. Because until then, we kind of tell children to read aloud. And the moment she realized she can read herself without reading it aloud, it was a discovery for her. And those little things give you that aha moment. And probably, you feel like, oh, this is the age group that I really enjoy. So, yeah, so that's about it from me. And thank you so much. I hope you enjoy your journey as a trainee. And also, probably later, if you do work with the children, I think, and if you do, you will really see the joy that they bring to you. Thank you so much.
Okay, our next guest is Shalini ma'am. She's on her way. So until then, let's all take time to introduce ourselves. Okay, so we'll start with Haripriya because you're the first one this year. Just introduce yourself.
Hello everyone. I'm Haripriya. I'm a full-time devotee of ISKCON Mangalore. And we have a school named Basement Juniors and I'm teaching there. So I was very curious because I know Akshita Mataji. She's been my student. And I do take up garden classes and other things in our temple. So I got to know about this course from her. So I thought, because as I was working with the kids, I felt I don't know certain things and I'm maybe pushing them too much. So then I thought then I should give it a try because she was telling me, Mother, you can do this, you can explore in this way. So I felt I could see that I could connect to kids more. So then I thought, yes, I should try this. Thank you.
Before I hand over, Hema ma'am is there online. Hema Sridharan. She's there. I saw her.
Will check. Okay. What if she's not?
I think she's out. So next, Shaila. Hello everyone, myself Shaila. Currently I'm a homemaker. Actually, I was working in an IT firm for across some 8 to 9 years. After that, I became a mother. Then I took a break. Okay, I thought to give attention full time to family and kid. So I did join back. Okay, and my story is same thing. What she said.
Soumya, right? Single, yeah. So I am blessed with a daughter. So how I got interested in this course is that my daughter, she is like she will be like now see currently all kids are addicted to this internet and like they know to like operate the phone and all like everything. So according to that I'm going to say she was like very much I need to say more into this computer, all these things, and like internet browsing and all. Then she used to like take her own ideas, and she used to tell me, "Mama, like this, like that, and all." She was like more into painting and all. So even I also started encouraging her into those things. And like me also like browsing and all, like I also like came to know this such kind of thing is there, like Montessori. Till now, I had never heard this. What is this and all? So, like, I went through and then I was like, oh my god, what is this? As they said that it is something an environment like friendly environment created to the kids, wherein we are like I mean to say we are like supporting them more of like their ideas, okay? So that like their area of interest. So this is how like then I like started browsing and then like I like came to know this is the best thing. So I got enrolled for this course. So I'm really like want to learn this and moving forward. Yeah. Thank you.
Guys from Shaila. Then we have Melodia.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Melodia here, and actually, I too have a 4-year-old son who is going to EKG. But I had an ambition since before to do Montessori, but due to certain reasons, I just postponed it. And I was searching, I just came across the Testimony map, and she encouraged me to go forward with this. And my husband has also come here, so a great support from them too. This is it. Thank you.
And then we have Rita.
Hi everyone, my name is Runa. So I was doing my degree. I did it like second year half, and then I decided to drop out because it was too much for me. So I wanted to join this course because like I have like 4 cousins and they're all like really small age. So my mom was like, "You're really good with kids. Why don't you like go and join this course?" So that's how I came up with the whole idea. My mom asked for and then she told me to like join this course. Thank you.
Then we have Naina.
Hello, I'm Naina. I'm working in Mangalore University. Actual reason for joining this course is, right now I'm working in a very toxic environment. I want some change. So I thought, this is the best course because my daughter is studying in ELC. She had a mild brain injury, when she was, when she joined here. She is only the inspiration for me to join this course because, I have seen a tremendous change in her. Whenever I post something about my daughter, everyone will ask, how a cerebral palsy child can improve like this. The reason, there might be 40%, physiotherapy, but 60% it is because of the school. I don't have that much of confidence, but actually I lost my confidence, and that's the reason I'm here. I want to quit my job, and I'm planning to do this course. If you tell my daughter to speak in front of you, she may speak. But even though I'm a teacher, working in many institutions, I lost somewhere. So I'm trying to pursue me. Then that's the reason I'm here. I hope I'll enjoy this journey, new journey. Thank you, ma'am.
Now we have few of the beautiful ladies here. We'll call them one by one. Now we have this.
Hello everyone, my name is Ravina. I did my pre-primary teacher training for 7 years and I was working with the public school. So I want to learn more about Montessori, so I'm here to join the IMTC course. I think so I can be a better teacher. Thanks.
Ammonia.
Hello everyone, my name is Ammonia. I was working before, but this environment is very nice. All the 3 years to 6 years all together in one environment, and we can lot of many new things I learned here. So this is why I am doing this course.
Rash. Rashmi.
Hi everyone, my name is Rashmi. Hi everyone, my name is Rashmi. At present, I'm working in ELC. But before this, I have done my diploma in Montessori just to know that difference between conventional school and the Montessori. But once when I entered study to Montessori, it was very nice. Then I came here, then I came to know there's a lot of difference between IMTC and other Montessori course. Here there is lots of things to learn, and this course and this school changed my life totally different. Now everybody, my friends, my family, whoever sees me, they will tell, Rashmi, you're totally a changed person. This is only because of ELC and Purnima ma'am, because she gave me this chance. Thank you, Purnima ma'am. Thank you.
We have Pooja next.
Hello everyone, my name is Pooja. I currently teach at ELC. I've been teaching for the past 3 years. And I think, yeah, I would like to thank Jayesh ma'am and Purnima ma'am for encouraging me to do this course. Also because this would actually help me to learn, to shine better, and also to learn about myself better. So I think this would be a great opportunity. Thank you, Purnima ma'am and Jayesh ma'am.
Aisha.
Yeah. Hello everyone. My name is Aisha. I have nearly 10 years of experience in Montessori. But coming to this part of Montessori world, it's a different feeling, I would say. And I would learn, and it's something more to learn each and every day. So I will be exploring more this year and spreading more knowledge to the
Florida.
First thing I chose Montessori. It was really for my daughter. When I as being a teacher, I've seen children with dyslexia also and learning disabilities. Whereas even like if they are good in math or other subjects, they lack somewhere in English, maybe the reading or something. So which is very important. So when it comes to my child, I thought like as a teacher, as a mom, I thought when it comes to that, what if this girl, she was the last person to read. She liked maths and the number related things, but not the letters and the reading. But when I saw here in Montessori, kids, others working with the small movable alphabets and making the letters, like joining the sounds, this exploring it on their own, I thought, why not try it with my daughter? And I've seen drastic, like the big miracle in her. Now she tries to read out each and every word. So first was I experienced it was an experiment on her, and I've experienced in my life also. So now I thought, why not learn it in the child's point of view? As a teacher, we are offering, but as a student, there would be like much more vast. So I wanted to learn it, and thanks for the opportunity given to me. Thank you, Mrs. Sir, and thank you, Jayesh ma'am and Purnima ma'am for the motivation. I'm really happy to be here.
Hi, my name is Leah. I've done my CA in psychology and my mentor executive, I think she has not yet joined, but yeah, she'll come, right? She has come. Dr. Shalini Ayappa. Oh, she'll be coming here. Okay, so I got introduced to Montessori at my second year at ELC school. I had come for orientation here. And then that is when I saw the environment, I was like, if at all I get chance to do an internship, I will do it at ELC school itself. But after my third year, I had completely forgotten. I have a lot of thoughts were rushing in that I had to do Montessori, but I had forgotten about this school. And then I was like, I planned at America and I was planning for great things. And then my mom was like, why are you going to America? You just come and see, no? And I was like, okay, searching in Google. And then I saw, okay, there was one school I had come here. And then Shalini ma'am also was saying about something. And then when I Googled, it was like, ELC school. And then I was like, okay. And then Purnima ma'am was my brother's friend's mother. And then I was like, okay. I asked her, please give me a chance at ELC. And then, yeah, she just called me for an interview and she gave me an opportunity at ELC school. So 1 year has been done working here and yeah, it's a very great opportunity and I'm doing the course now. I think I have got a lot of confidence also because of Purnima ma'am. She has given me a lot of opportunity. Thank you, Purnima ma'am.
Shanti ma'am is on her way. So we'll not be able to, I think it will take us some more time. So we would like to wind up the session now. If anybody has any questions from the audience also can ask us now. Anyone? If anybody in the audience has any questions, can ask us now.
Yes. I have a question.
Yes.
My name is Shweta Nicholas. That's very clear. So we run a school based on words. We also follow the Montessori methodology with a little hybrid model because I think apart from ELC, there are not many schools that actually offer the Montessori education after the first and onwards. So if the child would continue to follow the Montessori methodology until 10th standard, and we know 12th standard in India, it's a cutthroat competition and there's so many things happening. How is the transition possible for a child to move from Montessori to the regular education, 11th standard, let's say?
Anybody, Lata, you want to answer that? Are you there? Lata ma'am, are you there? Yeah, so I'll answer. So Montessori, as everybody said, is a methodology. It's a way of learning. Okay, so the child in the environment is just learning how to learn. Okay, by just living there. Okay, so of course there is competition, but the child will be equipped or empowered with the way I have to be in the society later on. What is in me? So in fact, what they say about Montessori is the child knows for himself that what he's good at, whether he's good at arts, whether he's good at what you say, the music, whether he's good at science, whether he's good at math, whether he's good at cooking, okay? So the child is able to choose intelligently, and that we bring in a very, very young age. Okay, when that happens, if I'm ready for the competition, I get the competitive exams. Okay, because you're not training the child for competitive exams. You're training the child how to live in the society, how to be your own person, and how to also choose intelligently. Okay, so the transition is not what you need to think of. So when we talk about Montessori, we say education as an aid to life. Okay, so that is the first thing Dr. Montessori brought in. Education is not for clearing grade 1 or grade 2 or grade 3. It's just as an aid to life, the life that you're living now. Okay, even when you're doing, especially for 3 to 6, when we're doing it, we are doing it like a foundation for the years to come. And whatever development happens, it is at this stage, it is 80% of the brain is developed now. So that's why 3 to 6 is one of the most important stages of any human being. What you, me, or if anybody is here, we are that person who was between 3 to 6. Of course, there are some changes. But for that change to happen, it takes a long time because whatever foundation has been laid has been done in a way. Okay, so we believe that with Montessori, you are empowering children to do whatever he wants to do in the best way that we can. Finding solutions as well.
It's a good question. And I think it's the question that most parents have throughout Bangalore and probably all of India. And then that's the reason that question and that fear is stopping all children from giving that Montessori education in the early years and probably giving an examination in grade 1 as well for admission to grade 1. 50 years old. And most of us are adults right now. The fears that I have, the doubts that I have, are all result of my childhood years. And I think a successful society, fears and challenges, which we are controlled by our fears and our fears mainly, is come in our childhood years. Now, while what is J is important, NEET is important, all the exams are important, success as an individual rests on this childhood years, childhood days. So, once the examination course cannot compete with what is required in the country, but what do we need to be good individuals? Or individuals that are loving to not only just other people, but other species. Just like Kumar said, respectful. We are never respectful, never got respect as children. You think we can give respect as grown-ups? If we have not shown received compassion when we are as children, can we give compassion as grown-ups? And if we've never received love as children, can we give grown-up? We give love as grown-ups? We can't. So this early years, there's something that I wanted to tell you, and I forgot earlier. You know the Jesuits, the religious organization Jesuits. There is a saying in it. It says, "Give me a child, I'll show you a man." You know why? Because your early years of education can redefine the person you can be when I grow up. That's the biggest challenge. That's the fear I have. As an administrator in the school. The burden on, or the privilege, I would say, on us is much higher than the privilege one person has to train them with JEE or NEET. There are two different objects, there are two different questions. But they're very important questions.
Ladana, you want to say something? Any other questions? Will you answer?
Yes.
Any other questions? Okay. So, we will wind up now. And, for the trainees here, so the course, your attendance is marked on today. Okay, so, we will see you online tomorrow. Until October 19th, we do not have any offline classes. Okay, so I'll send you the timings in the group. Okay, on October 19th, you'll have to come to the center. All the details will be sent to you. For tomorrow, we have a calligraphy class, which is, for that we need 4-line notebook and a black gel pen, which I have already notified. Okay.
And online class, you can end this meeting, then you address this please.
I mean, if anybody online wants to join the course, you'll have to call me. And I will end the meeting now. Okay, so for tomorrow, we have classes between 2 o'clock to 6:15, because we're gonna have a break in